Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to declare one simple truth. Yes, I won. What does this mean? It's not just a statement of affirmation, but a deep recognition of the power that lies within you. It begins with the understanding that identity is everything. Too many people wander through life searching for purpose and direction because they don't understand who they are. Let me tell you something powerful. You are not a mistake. You were created with purpose, and that purpose is when you understand your worth, your entire world changes. The question is, do you know who you are? Because if you don't, how can you step into your true power? The first step to greatness is unity within yourself. Your mind, your body, and your spirit must come together in harmony. Too many of us are scattered, divided, pulled in different directions. You can't create a masterpiece out of chaos. When you say, yes, I won, you're saying, I am aligned, I am whole, I am ready. Now, there's one thing that will try to stop you from realizing this truth: fear. Fear will tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not capable, or that the obstacles in front of you are insurmountable. But let me tell you this: fear is a liar. Fear will tell you that you can't, but courage will tell you that you can. The moment you embrace courage is the moment you take control of your future. So I challenge you today to choose courage over fear. Every time fear knocks, you say, I am bigger than this fear. I choose to step forward. But here's the key: success and fulfillment are not the result of mere desire, but of purpose. You were made for something greater than just existing. You were designed to impact the world around you. So ask yourself, what is my purpose? And when you find that answer, the pursuit of it will give you the energy, the passion, and the focus to never give up. And while you pursue purpose, remember this: you are the one responsible. Life does not just happen to you. You make choices every single day. Yes, I won means taking full responsibility for your life. When you take responsibility for your actions, your decisions, and your future, you hold the keys to your success. There is no one to blame. There is no excuse. Your choices are what determine where you go. Choose wisely. What's more, you must have a vision. It's not enough to just act. You must act with clarity. See yourself where you want to be. See yourself already victorious, already successful, already achieving the very goals you set. When you see it in your mind, it will manifest in your life. Your vision is your roadmap. It shows you where you're headed. And it all begins with that simple statement: yes, I won. Let me leave you with this. Life is not just about you. It's about the impact you make. It's about the legacy you leave. Every yes you say today will echo through the generations. What will you leave behind? Your legacy is shaped by the decisions you make now. Will you say yes to mediocrity, or will you say yes to greatness? Will you leave behind a legacy that speaks of courage, of purpose, and of impact? Yes, I won is your declaration that you are whole, you are powerful, and you are ready. It is your commitment to live with purpose, to make choices that reflect your destiny, and to leave a legacy of greatness. When we talk about the power of identity, we must first understand that identity is the foundation of everything we do. It is the lens through which we see the world, the measure by which we determine our worth, and the force that drives our actions. Many people spend their entire lives searching for who they truly are, but the reality is that knowing your identity is not something you find. It is something you discover within. The moment you understand who you are, everything else in your life starts to make sense. Too often people allow the world to define them. Society, culture, and even our closest relationships will try to tell us who we should be, what we should do, and where we should go. But identity is not shaped by external voices. It is defined by your internal conviction. You are not what others say you are. You are who you choose to become. The key is to stop looking for validation outside yourself and instead look inward where your true power lies. When you know your identity, you understand your value. There is nothing more powerful than a person who knows their worth. When you understand that you are unique, that you have been created with purpose and intention, everything you do will be infused with confidence and authenticity. You will no longer waste time trying to fit into someone else's mold or chasing after fitting approvals. Your identity becomes your anchor. It holds you steady even in the stormiest seas of life. When you truly know who you are, you stop being swayed by external pressures or false narratives. You know your purpose, and nothing can deter you from fulfilling it. Identity also shapes your decisions. If you don't know who you are, you will make decisions based on external expectations, fear, or insecurity. But once you recognize your identity, you will make decisions that align with your values, purpose, and vision. Every choice you make will be a reflection of your core beliefs and your deepest convictions. When you are grounded in who you are, decisions become easier because you know what you stand for. You will no longer second guess yourself or worry about making the right choice. You'll know that the right choice is the one that reflects your true self. The challenge for many is not in discovering who they are, but in accepting who they are. So often, people struggle with their identity because they have been shaped by rejection, failure, or past experiences. They allow these things to define them and hold them back. But let me remind you, your past does not dictate your future. Just because you may have faced setbacks or challenges does not mean they define your worth. Your identity is greater than any circumstance. You can choose to rise above your past and step into the person you were always meant to be. It is not about where you've been, but about where you are going. To truly unlock the power of your identity, you must embrace it fully. This means embracing both your strengths and your weaknesses, your successes and your failures, your triumphs and your struggles. Your identity is a complete picture of who you are, and the more you embrace all aspects of yourself, the more power you will have to navigate the world with confidence. When you accept who you are, you give yourself permission to be great. You stop living in the shadows of doubt and begin walking in the full light of your potential. So I challenge you today to look inward and ask yourself, do you truly know who you are? Are you living in alignment with your identity? When you know your identity, you hold the keys to your destiny. And once you understand that, nothing can stand in your way. Unity with self is a concept that goes beyond mere self-acceptance. It is about bringing together every part of who you are into a cohesive whole. Many people live fragmented lives. Parts of them are chasing dreams they don't fully believe in, while other parts of them are weighed down by fear, doubt, or external pressures. When we lack unity within ourselves, we become divided, scattered, and we struggle to make meaningful progress. But true success begins when all aspects of who we are come into alignment with one another. The mind, body, and spirit are meant to work together. Think of them as the three essential components of a powerful machine. The mind shapes our thoughts, directs our actions, and gives us vision. The body is our vehicle, enabling us to execute those visions and make our thoughts a reality. And the spirit, or inner essence, fuels our passion, our purpose, and our drive to keep moving forward even in the face of adversity. When these three elements are not in harmony, we experience internal conflict. Our mind may want one thing, but our body may be too tired to act. Or our spirit may feel disconnected from our purpose. It's like trying to drive a car with the engine, the wheels, and the steering wheel all fighting each other. Without unity, the vehicle of your life goes nowhere. But when your mind, body, and spirit are aligned, something extraordinary happens. You become unstoppable. The power of unity within yourself creates a synergy where everything works together for your good. Your thoughts become clear, your actions become purposeful, and your spirit becomes energized by the very goals you set. You are no longer scattered, but focused and determined. This unity requires more than just an intellectual understanding. It requires deep emotional and spiritual alignment. It's about living intentionally, ensuring that everything you do, think, and feel is in harmony with your higher self. Imagine the potential you would unlock if every decision you made, every thought you entertained, and every action you took were aligned with your true purpose. There would be no hesitation, no second guessing, only confident, aligned movement forward. But getting to that point is not always easy. It requires deep self-awareness and discipline. It's easy to let distractions pull you away from your center. It's easy to let external influences dictate what you should do and how you should feel. But unity with self means you take ownership of your life. It means learning to silence the noise around you and listening to the voice within that calls you to your true purpose. It means embracing who you are, flaws and all, and accepting that every part of you, both the strengths and the weaknesses, plays a role in your overall journey. The power of unity with self also extends to emotional resilience. It's easy to let emotions pull us in different directions. One moment you feel motivated and optimistic, the next moment you feel fear or doubt creeping in. But when you are unified with yourself, your emotions no longer control you, you control them. Your emotions become tools that help you understand your deeper needs and desires, but they don't dictate your actions. Instead of being reactive to your emotions, you learn to be responsive, making decisions based on your true values and purpose rather than fleeting feelings. Unity within yourself also means living authentically. When you are aligned with your true self, you stop pretending to be someone you're not. You stop conforming to expectations that don't align with your inner truth. This authenticity becomes magnetic. It attracts the right people, opportunities, and experiences into your life. When you live authentically, you give others permission to do the same. You create an environment where personal growth and unity become contagious. It's also important to recognize that achieving unity with self is a continuous process. It's not something you achieve once and for all. Life constantly changes, and so do we. But the key is to stay committed to the journey of inner alignment. Each day is an opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to yourself. When you make decisions with self-awareness, when you act from a place of authenticity, and when you ensure your thoughts, actions, and spirit are aligned with your highest purpose, you strengthen your unity with self. In this state of alignment, there is a profound sense of peace. You no longer feel the need to chase validation or constantly seek external approval. You know that you are enough exactly as you are. You trust yourself and your abilities. And with that trust, you become a powerful force in the world. Unity with self is the foundation upon which all greatness is built. Because when you are whole, you are unstoppable. The first step is all about attaining a higher vision. When your mind, body, and spirit are united, you become the person you were always meant to be. A person of strength, clarity, and purpose. Fear is one of the most powerful forces in our lives, and it often acts as the greatest obstacle standing between us and our potential. It can paralyze us, distort our thinking, and keep us from stepping into the fullness of who we are meant to be. But fear is a lie. It's an illusion that distorts our view of reality. A feeling that attempts to control us by convincing us that we are not capable, not worthy, or not strong enough to handle the challenges that lie ahead. In truth, fear does not have the power to stop us unless we give it permission. The first step in overcoming fear is recognizing it for what it truly is, a false belief. Fear often arises from the unknown. It's the feeling we get when we step into new territory, try something unfamiliar, or face challenges that seem bigger than we are. The unknown is scary because it threatens our sense of control. But we must understand that uncertainty is not our enemy. It is simply a signal that we are growing, that we are moving outside of our comfort zone, and that we are on the verge of something greater. The moment we begin to face fear head on, we disarm its power over us. Many people allow fear to dictate their decisions. They shrink back from opportunities, avoid taking risks, or settle for less because of the fear of failure or rejection. Fear whispers that we're not good enough, that we'll never succeed, or that we'll look foolish in the eyes of others. But when we give in to these voices, we lock ourselves in a prison of limitation. Fear thrives on inaction. The more we resist confronting it, the more it grows, feeding on our hesitation and self-doubt. But the only way to break free is to move through it, to take action despite the fear. It's important to understand that overcoming fear is not about eliminating it altogether. Fear is a natural part of life. It's an emotion that alerts us to danger or helps us stay alert in challenging situations. But the key to overcoming fear is learning not to let it control you. It's about choosing to act, even in the presence of fear, and understanding that fear does not determine the outcome. It's your actions that do. Every successful person, every great leader has faced fear at some point, but they did not allow it to dictate their journey. They pressed forward anyway, knowing that fear was simply a sign that they were on the right path. One of the most powerful tools for overcoming fear is courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward in spite of it. Courage is the muscle that grows stronger every time you take a step into the unknown, every time you face a challenge and refuse to back down. Courage is built through action, through choosing to act, even when your heart is racing and your mind is filled with doubts. The more you step into fear, the more courage you develop, and the less power fear will have over you. Another powerful strategy in overcoming fear is changing your perspective. Fear often comes from the stories we tell ourselves. We imagine worst-case scenarios, blow situations out of proportion, and create mental narratives that are rooted in insecurity. The truth is, many of the fears we face are based on stories that have not yet been written. We fear failure, but failure is not the end of the road. It's simply a part of the process. We fear rejection, but rejection does not define our value. By shifting our focus from the imagined dangers to the possibilities that lie ahead, we can begin to change our relationship with fear. Instead of seeing fear as something to avoid, we can see it as a sign that we are pushing our boundaries, growing, and moving toward the next level of success. It's also important to surround yourself with the right people when overcoming fear. Fear has a way of growing in isolation. But when you're surrounded by people who believe in you, who encourage you, and who support your dreams, it becomes much easier to face your fears. A strong support system can help you see your strengths when fear is clouding your vision. They can remind you of your capabilities, encourage you to take risks, and help you to reframe negative thoughts. The people you surround yourself with can either amplify your fear or help you break through it. Choose wisely. Faith plays a crucial role in overcoming fear. Faith is not just a religious concept. It's the belief in something greater than yourself. The belief that you are capable and the trust that you have everything you need within you to succeed. Fear often arises when we feel inadequate, uncertain, or powerless. But faith gives us the assurance that we are not alone in our journey, that there is a purpose and a plan for our lives, and that we are equipped to handle whatever comes our way. When you step out in faith, you are essentially saying that you trust yourself and trust the process, even when the path ahead is unclear. The reality is that fear will always be a part of life, but it no longer has to hold you back. The power to overcome fear lies within you. You have the ability to take control of your thoughts, to challenge your fears, and to step into the life you were created to live. Fear cannot stop you unless you allow it to. So the next time fear comes knocking, welcome it. Recognize it as a sign of growth. Embrace it with courage and step forward into the greatness that lies just beyond it. Purpose is the fuel that drives us forward, the compass that directs our path, and the reason we get up every morning with determination and passion. Without purpose, life can feel like an endless cycle of routine where we go through the motions but never truly live. Purpose gives us direction, meaning, and a sense of fulfillment. It is the deep internal knowing that there is something more to our lives than just existing. It is the force that propels us toward greatness. When we have a clear sense of purpose, it is as if the entire universe conspires to support us in our mission. Our actions are no longer driven by external expectations or the desire for temporary satisfaction. They are fueled by a deeper, more lasting drive. Purpose provides clarity. It simplifies the choices we make because every decision can be measured against the question, does this align with my purpose? When you know your purpose, your priorities shift. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter, and you become laser focused on the things that do. Having a sense of purpose also gives us the strength to overcome adversity. Life will inevitably throw challenges our way, setbacks, failures, disappointments, and struggles. But when we are anchored in purpose, we can face these challenges with resilience. Purpose acts as an anchor in the storm. It reminds us why we're doing what we're doing, why we can't give up, and why the struggle is worth it. When the road gets tough, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture, but purpose keeps us grounded, reminding us that the pain of the journey is temporary and the reward of fulfilling our purpose is eternal. Too many people live without a clear sense of purpose, simply drifting through life and reacting to whatever comes their way. Without purpose, life feels like a random series of events, and we end up living in survival mode. But when you are driven by purpose, your life takes on a different quality. Every step you take is intentional. Every decision you make has weight. And every action you take is a deliberate choice toward the realization of your goals. You begin to see the world through a lens of possibility, where every challenge is an opportunity to grow, and every setback is a lesson in persistence. Purpose also connects us to something greater than ourselves. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of individual success. But when our lives are driven by purpose, we understand that our actions have a ripple effect. Purpose is not just about us. It's about the impact we have on others and the legacy we leave behind. When you live with purpose, you begin to see how your efforts contribute to the greater good. You stop focusing solely on personal gain and start thinking about how you can serve others, how you can contribute to the world in a way that transcends your individual desires. One of the most powerful aspects of purpose is that it gives us a deep sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. Success without purpose can feel hollow. We may achieve things, but without purpose, those achievements often feel empty or short-lived. Purpose brings a sense of meaning to everything we do, whether it's a small task or a grand ambition. When we approach it with purpose, we do it with heart, with intention, and with passion. The fulfillment that comes from living a purposeful life cannot be replicated by anything else. It is the feeling of knowing that every step you take is leading you closer to fulfilling your true calling. When purpose becomes your driving force, it transforms the way you view the world. You start to see potential where others see obstacles. You see challenges as opportunities to refine your character, to test your strength, and to deepen your understanding of what truly matters. Every setback is a stepping stone to something greater, and every achievement is a reminder that you are on the right path. Purpose helps you stay focused on the long-term vision, even when the short-term reality seems difficult. It turns every experience into a lesson, every failure into growth, and every victory into a celebration of progress toward the ultimate goal. To live with purpose is to live with intention. It means waking up every day with a clear sense of direction and motivation, knowing that what you do matters. It means aligning your actions with your deepest values and beliefs and using every moment to move closer to your highest potential. Purpose gives life a richness and depth that cannot be found in chasing fleeting pleasures or superficial achievements. When you live with purpose, you are no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You are in control because you know where you are going and why you are going there. And perhaps most importantly, purpose allows us to make peace with the journey. There will always be uncertainty, but when we are driven by purpose, we trust that every step, no matter how challenging, is leading us exactly where we are meant to go. We learn to embrace the process, to find meaning in the struggles, and to appreciate the growth that happens along the way. Purpose doesn't just show us the destination, it enriches the journey, turning each moment into something meaningful and worthwhile. Living a life driven by purpose is the key to true fulfillment. It transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary and makes every moment count. It is the ultimate motivator, the unshakable force that keeps us moving forward no matter what. When we align with our purpose, nothing can stop us. The power of choice is one of the most profound gifts we have as human beings. Every day we are presented with countless decisions, and each choice, no matter how small it seems, shapes the direction of our lives. Our choices determine the paths we walk, the people we become, and the outcomes we experience. There is a certain sovereignty that comes with the ability to choose. And when we realize the depth of this power, we begin to understand that we are not victims of circumstance, but architects of our own futures. Often we don't fully appreciate the magnitude of our choices. We tend to take them for granted, assuming that some decisions are trivial or insignificant. But in truth, every choice we make is a seed planted in the soil of our destiny. Whether we are deciding what to eat for breakfast or whether to pursue a new opportunity, we are shaping the course of our lives. The beauty of choice is that it gives us the agency to move forward, to change direction, and to create the life we envision for ourselves. We are not bound by our past decisions. We are free to make new choices at any given moment. The power of choice also gives us the ability to break free from the limitations that may have been placed on us by others, by society, or by our own fears. Many people live their lives as though they have no control over what happens to them. They blame their circumstances, their upbringing, or the people around them for the positions they find themselves in. But the reality is, we are not defined by our circumstances. We are defined by the choices we make in response to them. Circumstances are inevitable, but they do not dictate our future. It is how we choose to react, how we choose to rise above, and how we choose to move forward that determines our true path. In every situation, we have the choice to respond or to react. A reaction is automatic, often driven by emotion or external influences. But a response is deliberate and intentional. When we react, we let external forces dictate our behavior. But when we respond, we take control of the situation and decide how we want to show up. The power to choose is the power to respond with purpose, to take responsibility for our actions, and to create the outcomes we desire, rather than passively allowing life to dictate them. One of the greatest misconceptions about choice is that we believe we don't have many options. In reality, we always have choices, even in situations that seem impossible or out of our control. We may not be able to choose the circumstances, but we can always choose how we deal with them. We can choose to find the lesson in the struggle. We can choose to believe in our ability to rise above it. We can choose to turn adversity into an opportunity for growth. I do Democrat all character and strength. Moreover, the power of choice is directly tied to the life we create for ourselves. Every dream, every goal, and every aspiration starts with a choice. The decision to pursue a dream may feel daunting or uncertain, but it is that first choice that sets the wheels of positivity in motion. Every day that we choose to take action to move forward and to commit to our vision, we move closer to our desired outcome. Success is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choosing to take one step after another, even when the path is unclear or the journey is difficult. It's about deciding each day that you will not give up, that you will continue to choose what aligns with your purpose and your vision. Choice also gives us the power to change. No matter where we are in life, no matter what we've done, we always have the power to choose again. People often feel trapped by their past mistakes, their failures, or the things they cannot change. But the truth is, our past does not define us. It's the choices we make in the present that shape our future. You can choose to let go of guilt, shame, or regret. You can choose to forgive yourself and others. You can choose to start over, to build new habits, and to create a new reality. Every day is an opportunity to choose a different direction and to create a life that is in alignment with who you truly are and what you truly want. The power of choice also empowers us to break free from the expectations of others. So often we make choices based on what others think is best for us, what society expects of us, or what we've been conditioned to believe is the right way to live. But when we realize the power of our choices, we understand that the only person who truly knows what is best for us is ourselves. The decisions we make must be in alignment with our values, our dreams, and our vision for the life we want to create. The power to choose means that we can live authentically, make decisions based on our true desires, and reject the pressures to conform to external standards. It's important to recognize that the consequences of our choices extend far beyond ourselves. Our choices impact the people around us, the communities we belong to, and the world we live in. Each decision we make sends out ripples that affect others in ways we may never fully understand. The power of choice comes with responsibility. The responsibility to make choices that not only serve our own well-being, but also contribute to the greater good. The way we choose to live, how we treat others, and how we show up in the world has a profound impact on the lives of those we encounter. The power of choice is a reminder that we are never powerless. In every moment, we have the ability to change the trajectory of our lives. Choice is freedom. It is control. It is the key to our future. The more we embrace the power to choose, the more we step into the fullness of who we are meant to be. So, remember this: your life is not the result of what happens to you. It is the result of the choices you make. You are the architect of your destiny, and every choice you make shapes the person you are becoming. Choose wisely, choose boldly, and choose with purpose. Taking responsibility is one of the most empowering and transformative actions we can take in our lives. It's easy to look around and find reasons to blame others or external circumstances for our struggles. But the truth is, we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can always control how we respond. Responsibility is the acknowledgement that we are the creators of our experiences, that our actions, attitudes, and decisions shape the reality we live in. It's a powerful stance that moves us from being passive observers of our lives to active participants in creating the outcomes we desire. When we take responsibility, we stop playing the victim. We stop giving away our power to external circumstances or other people. Instead, we recognize that we have the ability to influence the direction of our lives. No matter the challenges we face, no matter how unfair or difficult life may seem at times, we can choose how we react. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming others, whether it's our upbringing, our circumstances, or other people's actions. But the moment we realize that we are responsible for how we show up in the world, we begin to reclaim the power that we have always held. Taking responsibility is about owning our decisions, good or bad. We live in a world where it's easy to justify, make excuses, or deflect blame when things don't go as planned. But true growth comes when we are able to look at our choices honestly, without excuses. Every action, every word, every decision we make contributes to the life we are living. When we accept responsibility for those decisions, we give ourselves the opportunity to learn and improve. We stop giving away our energy to regrets and start using that energy to move forward, to course correct, and to make better choices in the future. Responsibility is also about accepting that we are accountable for our own happiness. Many people spend their lives waiting for external factors to change before they feel they can be happy. They wait for the perfect job, the right partner, the ideal circumstances. But happiness is not something that is given to us. It is something that we choose. It's easy to believe that our circumstances dictate our happiness, but true responsibility lies in understanding that we are the ones who decide how we feel, regardless of what is happening around us. When we take responsibility for our happiness, we stop looking for others to fulfill us, and we start looking inward, recognizing that we have the power to cultivate joy, peace, and contentment, no matter what life throws our way. When we take responsibility, we also become more self-awareness. We stop looking for shortcuts or passing the blame and instead start asking ourselves the hard questions. Why did I make that choice? What was my intention? What can I learn from this situation? This kind of self-reflection helps us to understand our motivations, our weaknesses, and our strengths. It helps us to grow and evolve into the best version of ourselves. Taking responsibility means that we are willing to be honest with ourselves, to face the parts of ourselves that need healing, and to take ownership of our actions in order to move forward. Taking responsibility builds trust. When we accept responsibility, we show others that we are accountable and reliable, whether in personal relationships, in the workplace, or in our community. Taking responsibility demonstrates integrity. It shows that we are people who can be counted on, who will own up to our mistakes and learn from them. Responsibility breeds trust, and trust is the foundation of all strong relationships. People respect and rely on those who are willing to own their actions and their consequences. Another powerful aspect of taking responsibility is that it puts us in control of our future. Life can sometimes feel overwhelming, and it may seem like there are forces beyond our control that determine our fate. But taking responsibility allows us to take back control. It empowers us to recognize that our future is shaped by the choices we make today. By accepting responsibility for our actions, we are essentially saying, I am in charge of my destiny. We stop being passive observers of life and become active creators of our futures. Instead of blaming others or circumstances for where we are, we look inward and ask ourselves, what can I do to change this? It's a mindset shift that turns every obstacle into an opportunity for growth. Taking responsibility is also essential for our personal development. It is through responsibility that we develop discipline, self-control, and resilience. When we take full responsibility for our actions, we become more intentional in how we live our lives. We make conscious decisions, knowing that every action we take will have an impact. We build habits that support our goals, and we commit to doing the work necessary to become the people we want to be. Without responsibility, there is no growth. Because growth requires ownership of where we are, where we've been, and where we want to go. One of the hardest aspects of taking responsibility is accepting the consequences of our actions. Sometimes we make decisions that lead to negative outcomes, and those outcomes may affect others as well as ourselves. Taking responsibility means facing those consequences head on, owning up to mistakes, apologizing when necessary, and making amends. It's about being mature enough to understand that our actions have consequences, and instead of running from them or avoiding them, we face them with courage and grace. When we take responsibility for the consequences of our choices, we show integrity and character. Taking responsibility is the key to unlocking our potential. When we stop making excuses and start taking ownership of our actions and decisions, we step into our full power. We are no longer limited by circumstances or the past. We are free to create the life we desire because we know that we hold the keys to our success. Taking responsibility is an act of empowerment. It is the moment we stop waiting for things to change and instead begin the work of changing ourselves and in turn the world around us. It is through taking responsibility that we find our true strength, our true freedom, and our true purpose. The vision of greatness is not something that is handed to you on a silver platter. It is something that you must create, cultivate, and pursue with relentless determination. It is a vision that is born from within, sparked by the understanding that you are meant for more than the ordinary, more than the mundane, more than the life that simply goes through the motions. Greatness is not about being perfect or flawless. It is about living with purpose, passion, and a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. It is about reaching higher, pushing further, and refusing to accept mediocrity as your standard. Having a vision of greatness is like setting a destination on a map. It provides direction, it gives your life focus, and it guides every decision you make. Without a clear vision, life becomes a series of random steps with no real purpose or goal in sight. The vision of greatness serves as a constant reminder of who you are and who you can become. It keeps you anchored when the storms of life come. It motivates you when the road gets tough, and it inspires you when the journey feels too long. It's the belief that something greater is possible, that you are capable of achieving more than you ever thought possible. It challenges you to step outside of your comfort zone and to break free from the limitations you've imposed on yourself. Greatness starts with the belief in possibility. It starts with the understanding that you have the capacity to shape your future and to create something that outlasts you. The vision of greatness is not about fleeting success or temporary accomplishments. It is about creating a legacy that impacts the lives of others in meaningful and lasting ways. It's about having a dream so big that it forces you to grow into the person capable of achieving it. A vision of greatness is not small or easy. It is grand, it is audacious, and it requires everything you have within you. But it is within your reach. Because greatness lies in the willingness to stretch beyond your current abilities, beyond your current beliefs. To see greatness, you must first believe in it. You must believe in your own potential, in the unique gifts you possess, and in the ability to overcome obstacles. The vision of greatness comes alive when you align your thoughts, your actions, and your heart with the belief that you are destined for something extraordinary. This belief creates a magnetic energy that attracts the right opportunities, the right people, and the right circumstances into your life. When you have a vision of greatness, you walk with confidence because you know that your life has a higher purpose. Your decisions are guided by the vision you hold, and even when you face challenges, you do not waver from your course because you understand that greatness is a journey. The pursuit of greatness requires a level of commitment and consistency that many people are not willing to embrace. It's easy to be motivated when things are going well, but greatness is built on the days when nothing seems to go right, when you feel discouraged, and when the obstacles seem insurmountable. Those are the moments when the vision of greatness becomes most important, because it is in those moments that you must decide to keep going, to keep pushing, and to keep believing in your dream. The vision of greatness demands perseverance. It demands that you rise again after every fall, and that you continue to walk the path, even when the path seems unclear. Greatness is also about service to others. The vision of greatness isn't solely about personal achievement or accumulating wealth and status. True greatness is found in the way we impact the world and the people around us. It's about using our gifts and talents to elevate others, to create positive change, and to contribute to the greater good. The vision of greatness inspires us to think beyond ourselves, to see how we can make a difference in the lives of those we touch. When you live with the vision of greatness, you understand that your success is not just about you, it's about the legacy you leave behind and the lives you influence. Having a vision of greatness also means that you must embrace discomfort and embrace failure. Growth never comes from comfort zones. The journey to greatness requires stepping into the unknown, making mistakes, and learning from them. Failure is not a reflection of your worth, it is a part of the process. It is through failure that you learn the most about yourself and the world around you. It is the feedback you need to refine your approach, to become more resilient, and to build the strength needed to achieve your vision. When you have a vision of greatness, you don't fear failure. You see it as an essential stepping stone toward your ultimate goal. One of the most powerful aspects of the vision of greatness is that it requires sacrifice and discipline. It's easy to dream big, but the reality of pursuing greatness is that it requires sustained effort over time. It means making sacrifices today for the rewards of tomorrow. It means staying disciplined even when the distractions of life try to pull you off course. The vision of greatness asks you to show up every day, to do the work, and to stay focused on the bigger picture. It's not about instant gratification, it's about the long-term commitment to creating something meaningful and lasting. The vision of greatness also demands that you develop an unwavering belief in your abilities. There will always be people who doubt you, there will always be critics, and there will always be moments of uncertainty. But when you are clear about your vision, you develop the inner strength to push through those doubts and continue moving forward. Belief in yourself is the foundation. Without self-belief, you will always question whether you're capable of achieving your vision. But when you trust in your abilities, you develop a quiet confidence that allows you to move boldly toward your goals, even in the face of challenges. The vision of greatness is not just about achieving success. It is about becoming the person you were always meant to be. It's about living authentically, embracing your unique gifts, and using them to make a lasting impact on the world. Greatness is not just something you achieve. It is something you embody. It is a mindset, a way of living, and a commitment to never settling for anything less than your highest potential. So hold on to your vision of greatness, nurture it, and let it guide you through every challenge, every setback, and every victory. Because the vision of greatness is not just a dream, it's your destiny. Legacy and impact are two of the most powerful forces that shape the course of our lives. While we all have the potential to achieve success, it's the legacy we leave behind and the impact we have on others that truly define the essence of who we are. Legacy is not built by the things we accumulate, the titles we hold, or the awards we receive. It is built by the lives we touch and the positive influence we leave behind. Impact is the lasting imprint we make on the world, the echo of our actions that reverberates long after we're gone. When we think of legacy, it is easy to think of great historical figures, those whose names are remembered for centuries. But legacy is not just for the famous, the powerful, or the wealthy. Legacy is for everyone. It is created by the small, everyday actions we take, by the kindness we show to others, by the example we set, and by the choices we make in every moment. The true measure of a life is not found in the amount of wealth we accumulate or the number of accolades we receive. It is found in the lives we impact and the change we inspire in others. Impact begins with the way we live our lives each day. Every interaction, every conversation, every choice we make has the potential to influence someone else. Whether it's a word of encouragement, a gesture of kindness, or an act of service, these small actions have a ripple effect that can reach further than we can imagine. What we do, how we show up in the world, and how we treat others is what leaves an imprint on the hearts and minds of those around us. We may not always see the immediate impact of our actions, but that doesn't mean they aren't shaping the lives of others in profound ways. When we live with intention, our actions are aligned with our values, and we begin to realize that the choices we make today shape not only our future, but the future of those we interact with. A life lived without purpose or intention creates a void. But a life lived with purpose leaves a legacy of meaning. Legacy is the result of a life lived with intention, a life that is focused not just on personal success, but on creating something that will outlast us. The legacy we leave behind is determined by how we live, not just by the things we leave behind. But legacy and impact don't always come easily. To make a real impact, we must be willing to step outside of our comfort zones, to be vulnerable, and to face challenges head on. True impact is often born in moments of adversity, when we rise above our own struggles to help others rise with us. It is about using our experiences, both the triumphs and the failures, as lessons to guide and uplift those around us. Impact is not about perfection. It's about realness, about showing up as our authentic selves and doing the best we can to help others along the way. Sometimes it's the most difficult moments in our lives that have the power to shape our legacy. When we face hardship with grace and strength, when we overcome obstacles with courage, we inspire others to do the same. The ability to leave a legacy also requires vision. It's about looking beyond the present moment and thinking about the long-term effects of your actions. When you live with legacy in mind, you realize that your decisions today will ripple through time, affecting generations to come. Whether it's the way you raise your children, the way you contribute to your community, or the way you engage with your work, every action can be part of a greater story. The vision of legacy allows us to see beyond our own lifetime and recognize that what we do now can have a lasting effect on the world. Impact, however, is not always something that can be measured in tangible ways. We may never see the full extent of the lives we influence, the seeds we plant, or the changes we inspire. Sometimes the most significant impact is the one we never even know we made. We might touch someone's life with a simple word of encouragement, and that person may go on to do something incredible because of it. We may not always see the results of our actions, but that doesn't mean they aren't shaping the world in profound ways. Every action has a consequence, and every word spoken has the potential to change a life. Legacy and impact are about connection. It's about leaving behind a thread that weaves through the fabric of humanity, connecting us to others, to our communities, and to future generations. Legacy is not built in isolation. It is built in community. The impact we have on others is shaped by the way we contribute, serve, and connect with those around us. It's about being present in the lives of others, offering support, guidance, and love, and helping to build something greater than ourselves. Whether it's through mentorship, acts of kindness, or simply being there for someone when they need it most. These moments of connection form the foundation of a meaningful legacy. The most important thing to remember is that legacy is not about seeking fame or recognition. It's not about creating a monument to yourself or leaving behind a list of achievements. Legacy is about serving others, about making a difference, and about living a life that matters. It's about showing up every day with purpose and authenticity, knowing that the small things you do today can have a profound impact on the world tomorrow. The true legacy is not the material things we leave behind, but the people whose lives we've touched, the communities we've built, and the change we've made in the world. Your impact can be far-reaching, even if you never see it. The work you do, the way you live, the kindness you share, these things matter more than you might ever realize. And when you live with the intention to create a positive impact, you will find that your legacy is not something you have to chase. It's something you naturally leave behind because of the way you live and the love you give. Your legacy is the embodiment of your life's work, and it is the mark you leave on the world. You can create a legacy that continues to inspire and uplift, a legacy that outlives you and leaves a meaningful impact for generations to come. In the end, we are all crafting a legacy, whether we realize it or not. Every moment, every decision, every interaction, and every action contributes to the mark we leave on this world. Legacy is not something that happens by chance. It is the result of a life lived with purpose, intention, and service to others. The impact we make doesn't always come in grand gestures or monumental achievements, but in the way we touch the lives of those around us, the kindness we extend, and the love we share. As you move forward in your life, remember that greatness is not measured by what you accumulate, but by the lives you change and the difference you make. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start building your legacy. Begin now with the choices you make today. Your legacy is in your hands, crafted by your actions, your integrity, your compassion, and your commitment to leaving the world better than you found it. Let your legacy be a reflection of your heart's true desires, and let your impact be a force that reverberates long after you're gone. Live with purpose, Serve with love, and let your life be a testimony to the power of making a difference. When all is said and done, it won't be the things you leave behind that matter most. It will be the people you've touched, the lives you've inspired, and the legacy of love and greatness that continues to unfold in the generations to come. Your life matters. Your legacy matters. And the impact you have can change the world.